Good morning, class. This is Mrs. Pender Harrison. Today, we're going to go over how to prepare for your essay that you're going to start today and that we're going to finish later this week. In order to get started, you need your Considering the Writing Task handout from the substitute. We're going to go over and read this together. Then we're going to annotate it. And together in this video, we're going to prepare to write our introduction paragraph for our Literature of the Civil Rights Movement essay. So I have my annotated copy here. Yours will be plain like this. You are going to annotate your essay, so that yours looks like mine. To begin, I want you to write 3.12 up at the top. That's the number in your table of contents of this packet. This is Considering the Writing Task, and put your name up here. I have my name up in the right-hand corner. I'm going to read the instructions. You're going to follow along and annotate your passage. Instructions. You will have extended time to plan, write, and revise an essay on the topic below. Before you begin writing, read the passage carefully and plan what you will say. Your essay should be as well organized and carefully written as you can make it. This passage below here is from Remember the Titans. This is the film that we watched together as a class before Thanksgiving break. It is the film about the football team in the 70s that experiences racial discrimination and is a desegregated high school. So this first quote is from Coach Boone. He's the African-American head coach, and this is what he has to say to his athletes at camp before school starts. And this is when the students and athletes are still experiencing divides based on race. Coach Boone says, "This is where they fought the Battle of Gettysburg. 50,000 men died right here on this field, fighting the same fight that we are still fighting amongst ourselves today. This green field right here, painted red, bubbling with the blood of young boys. Smoke and hot lead pouring right through their bodies. Listen to their souls, men. I killed my brother with malice in my heart. Hatred destroyed my family. You listen, and you take a lesson from the dead. If we don't come together right now on this hallowed ground, we too will be destroyed, just like they were. I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other. And maybe, maybe, we'll learn to play this game like men." Then later on in the film, in the middle of a football game, Coach Yost, who is the white assistant coach with the daughter who really loves football, tells his athletes, "All right now, I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans. Leave no doubt." In a moment, you are going to complete this quick write on the front page of your packet. Based on what we have read and watched so far this unit, I want you to explain how words have the power to provoke, calm, or inspire. This is a quick write. I want you to pause the video, and you're going to fill up this entire rest of the page. You're going to pause for as long as you need. Pause the video now. Okay, now when you are done with your quick write, your page should look like mine. You're going to have all of your ideas kind of written out already. Now we're going to take these ideas, we're going to organize them, and we're going to pull out some of the key vocabulary in order to write this essay. So if you turn your page over and you look at this packet, the second page, we're going to complete the introduction work page. As always, the hook is the hardest part of the essay to write. So for the most part, we're going to skip the hook right now. Eventually, the hook is going to be an anecdote or a story that would grab the reader's attention. This could be a story about a time where you felt particularly moved by a poem you read in class, or maybe even a song you heard on the radio, an inspiring speech you saw on the news, or a time when you were trying to convince your parents to let you hang out with your friends on the weekend. But this story should be about the power of words. Now, if at the end of this video you feel like you're ready to write your hook, you are more than welcome to. But for the most part, most of us are going to skip this until the very end. So now we're going to go down to our next box, which is the summary of relevant texts. You're going to write a summary that is none of this 4 sentences, 2 sentences explaining and summarizing the main points of the sources that you intend to use. You could use any of these letters or speeches or the film Remember the Titans. You need to include the title, the author, and a brief summary of the text. For example, if I wanted to use one of the quotes from the front page of this packet, either the quote from Coach Yost or Coach Boone, I'm going to need to summarize Remember the Titans. I'm going to write something like, in the film, I'm going to use this template, but everything that's in bold I need to make more specific. So in the film, Remember the Titans, I'll need to Google and look up the director's name later, but I could leave this blank for now, uses blank to show how a team overcame racial discrimination in Virginia in the 1970s. Now, if I know that I'm going to use Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, I'm going to pull out that handout, and instead of film, I'll write something like, in the speech, I have a dream Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. uses, and then I'm going to have to describe what rhetorical strategies he uses and what's his main idea. Once I have listed all of the sources that I'm going to use, so this box should have 2 to 4 sentences in it for 2 to 4 sources. Once I have my summaries done, I can move on to my thesis. If you need to pause the video in order to finish your summary, that's totally fine. Go ahead and pause it now. When you're ready to move on to your thesis, we're going to go ahead and answer the question in 1 sentence. The question we are answering is this one from the front page. Explain how words have the power to provoke, calm, or inspire. So when I come back to write my thesis, I'm going to write something like this. Words have the power to provoke, calm, and inspire people by blank and blank. You're going to come up with one way that words have the power to provoke, calm, or inspire people, and then a second way that words have the power to provoke, calm, or inspire people. When you are done with your thesis statement, you're going to go ahead and move on to the next video, which is going to talk about your body paragraph.